right.
I'm not getting on a bus, love.
Well, this afternoon.
Oh, terrific.
What's the matter? Did you go to a funeral?
I came here for information, Morris, not lit. Is this definite?
Guaranteed.
Time?
2-ish.
This is very inconvenient.
One condition.
Now, don't give me conditions.
No. What I mean is this. This is the understanding. That the lad who delivers the gear, he's to be left well out of it.
Well, depends on what he's done.
He's just driving a van, Mr. Burnside. Scout's honour.
I wouldn't mention the Scouts with your record, Morris. I'll do the best I can.
Uh-oh. Walgrave enters premises at 10:05.
Got it.
This place isn't exactly throbbing with suspect behaviour, is it?
Well, Leach and Walgrave are well at it. Don't worry, Alan. And they're well overdue. But they're not silly. There won't be any gear on his premises till they're ready to shift it.
I hope Burnside's snout's got it right.
Burnside's snouts don't prat around, Alan. He bites.
Well, that's very healthy. Up to a point.
Be funny here without him.
I don't think he'll get it.
Well, why not? There's worse D.I.s than him.
Oh, sure, but he's not the right flavour at the moment. He's passé.
I could tell him urgent inquiries. Ask for a late appointment.
There's nothing in this up that the lads can't handle, and I'll be keeping my eye on it.
You reckon?
Yeah. You're all psyched up. The board won't appreciate being jerked about.
No, I suppose you're right.
Of course I am. Crime management, that's the name of the game. The art of delegation. You got to come back from the sharp end and think strategy.
Yeah. Oh, look. One last thing about this afternoon's op.
What?
The geezer who delivers the gear. He's just the driver. He gets left out of the action.
It's your show, Frank. We'll follow your instructions. Now stop fretting. Have you done your homework for this afternoon?
Yeah, I think so. What do you reckon they'll hit me with?
Well, when I did it, I kicked off with an account of my police career. Have you thought about that?
Yeah. Well, I know the things I want to bring to light and the bits I want to leave out. But they'll have it all on paper anyway.
Hello. Here we go. Van arrives at 13:55.
Spark plug 1 from spark plug 2.
Go ahead.
Van unloading goods now, Skip.
Understood. Don't show out yet. We'll go in when the delivery's been made and the driver's off the plot.
Should be going off any minute.
It's not your problem anymore. You better get moving.
Yeah. Is this tire all right, Gun? Not too...
It's impeccable, Frank. Impeccable.
Thanks.
Good luck.
New Scotland Yard, please, pal.
Frank, remember, they'll try and find out if you can stick to your guns under pressure.
Right, Gov. Thanks.
Play a blinder.
Spark plug 1 from 2. Van has left the plot.
Let's go.
Go for it.
Detective Sergeant Greg Sandhill, CID. I have a warrant to search these premises. Open up, please.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I'll be right with you, Chief. I'll just go get keys.
Go on, Tush.
Right.
What?
you dare.
Oh, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I? Oh! Get off me!
Pageant,
Initial F.
Marius, Edmund. Sandra, you got a Burnside?
Burnside?
Yeah.
Burnside. Oh, right. You're a bit early.
Yeah, well, better safe than sorry.
Well, the boat's running late. Take a seat.
What's the problem, Reg?
Oh, it's this property here, Skip.
Yeah, it's well bent. It's on the list from the burglary.
Oh, yeah, it's bent gear, all right. Trouble is, it could be bent gear that ain't there.
There's 20 cartons of motor spares. I counted them.
Yeah, you're right. There's the cartons, all right, but some have been resealed, look. I sometimes think I should be a detective.
You don't use enough aftershave. No, there's motor spares on top. Ah, that complicates matters.
An insurance scam by the legitimate owners?
I can't see that. Even if they were colluding with the burglars, why go through all the business of stuffing the cartons with rubbish? Why not just claim for more cartons?
The goods were stolen, and some have walked since. Right, let's have a word with the villains, shall we?
Sir.
And all our information came from the D.I.'s snout.
That's right.
Morris Symes. Any good, is he?
Mr. Burnside speaks well of him.
Mr. Burnside, they're ready for you now.
Fine.
Turn right, third from the end, on the right.
Come in. Oh, Mr. Burnside. Oh, sit down, Mr. Burnside.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Make yourself comfortable. Commander McCann, Chief Superintendents Wisley and Gable.
Sir.
We often ask a candidate to start the ball rolling by giving us a brief resume of his police career. I expect you know the drill.
Yeah, I think I do, sir.
Anybody looking at your record and knowing your reputation would have to say this is an active officer. He's not afraid to get in amongst it. This is a D.I. who doesn't hide behind his desk or his rank. He does the business on the street. Fair enough?
Well, I wouldn't argue with that, sir.
Nice to know there are still DIs with a taste for feeling collars.
Thank you, sir.
But you're here as a candidate for Detective Chief Inspector, Mr. Burnside. A crime manager. That's all about delegation, supervision, control of resources, budgeting. Not your style at all, is it?
Well, I believe there should be no rigid distinction between operational and managerial skills in police work, sir. I mean, our tradition has always been to promote from the ranks. The message is you can't tell other people what to do unless you've been there yourself. I was very conscious of the strength of that tradition when I served as acting D.C.I. at Scannell.
Yes, well, it's all very well harping on about tradition, Mr. Burnside, but you're a candidate for promotion in the police service of the 1990s. Shouldn't you be more interested in change?
Now, as far as we're concerned, we've got enough on you to charge you with dishonest handling. The question that you've got to consider is whether you want to help us clear this matter up properly.
Well, you say you've got enough. There's still matters outstanding, Tony. Recovering the stolen property.
What are you on about? This is what was taken from the burglary.
Yeah, well, you got all that, didn't you?
And this is what we found in the warehouse.
About half what we're looking for, Tony. Where's the rest?
Look, what is this? It was all there, right? What you say is bent gear. It's in the warehouse.
Well, you're welcome to have a look in our storeroom at all the cartons we've got there.
Look, we never had it away with any of that gear. We never had the time.
Well, if you're telling the truth, the people who passed you these goods have dropped you in it. And you've got to decide whether you want to carry the can for them.
All right, what are we talking about here, then? I mean, what about bail?
If you tell us, we'll charge you, then I'll put it to the custody officer that we don't need to keep you.
Geezer who supplied the gear was Morris Symes. It's him what nicked it in the first place.
With respect, I think you're taking my remarks out of context. Of course I'm committed to innovation and change in police work.
Can you give examples of that commitment in practice?
Yes, sir. Sunhill CID ran a pilot project for a street robbery initiative. It was highly successful. In fact, it was taken up at area level as a full-scale scheme. It involved interagency work, public relations, proactive crime prevention. I was in operational control.
You're saying it was your idea?
No. The initial idea emerged from the Sunhill management team. But I was involved with every stage of the planning and execution. I think I can safely say that I made it work on the ground.
So what's it playing at?
Symes?
No, bloody Burnside. One thing dealing with snouts, another thing playing footsie with a perpetrator. That's going back to the bad old days of the CID.
There's nothing to say the D.C.I knew his informant was a participant, sir.
What's he in, a time warp? No, there's nobody moving in there. You don't know the whereabouts of Mr. Symes, do you? It's very urgent. He's just won a big prize in a raffle.
Oh, well, I saw him go out earlier.
Did he say anything?
No.
Was he just nipping out for some shopping or off for the day, do you think?
We had a bag with him. One of them sports bags.
Thank you.
We've talked about change in operational matters, Mr. Burnside. We're having to get used to changes within our service as well. What's your view of the role of women in the police?
Well, a good woman officer is worth her weight in gold, sir. That's especially true in CID.
So how come women are disproportionately concentrated in the uniform branches and at the lower ranks?
Well, I expect they're discouraged by some aspects of police culture from fulfilling their potential.
Policing has no place for shrinking violence of either sex, Mr. Burnside. If they can't take the hard knocks, they're in the wrong job, surely.
Well, I'd go along with that, sir. But it's not a level playing field, is it? Canteen culture still discriminates, unfortunately. But times are changing.
And you're in favour of that?
Certainly.
Who else would know about Symes?
Well, so the D.I.'s got his own network of contacts. You'd be better off asking him.
I'm not waiting till he's finished his beauty contest. I got busted down to this job for poor supervision of a chancer, and I'm not going to let it happen again.
There's a spieler in Hope Grove the D.I. sometimes uses to talk to people privately. I've met Symes there with him.
Let's go.
So you take a very positive view of women in the service, Mr. Burnside. You don't foresee any problems about supervision in that area?
No, sir. I've had some very fine women officers serve under me.
Yes, that wasn't quite what I was thinking of. If you get your promotion, you might be posted to serve under a female chief superintendent. How do you think you'd cope with that?
Wouldn't be a problem, sir.
Of course, you had the experience of serving under D.C.I. Reed when she was at Sunhill.
Yes, sir.
And you're telling us that was a model relationship, eh?
Any differences there were between myself and D.C.I. Reed were not because we were different sexes. They might have been conflicts arising out of differences of attitude and personality.
The job seems happy enough with Reed's attitude and personality. She got made up to superintendent in complaints.
Yes, well, I'm always pleased to see someone find their right niche.
It's one of the D.I.'s regular watering holes.
I wouldn't go that far.
One of many, eh? I get the picture.
Hello? Remember me? Al Gregg, friend of Frank Burnside's. I'm here to do a bit of business with Frank.
I'm another friend of Frank's.
So that's it. You're not coming in there. No, he's pushy. He's loud. Don't put up with that. Hello, stranger. Where's my Frankie then?
Pressure at work, Connie. You know how it is. I'll have a tomato juice, please. I'm driving. Jack?
Has your Frankie got a tab?
No, love. Rule of the house.
Pity. In that case, I'll have a large Scotch, Al.
Some senior figures in the legal system have been talking about an officer corps for the police. Graduate entry for inspectors and those above. What's your view on that, Mr. Burnside?
Well, if it came, I'd have to live with it. But I don't like the idea. It would make your average constable feel like a second-class citizen. And he or she would have no great prospect of advancement in the job. And after all, they're the ones who have the real responsibility for what happens on the street.
You're not impressed by graduate coppers, then?
I'm not prejudiced on the subject, but I don't think an academic qualification can tell you whether someone's got the right stuff or not.
Be a better place to make that judgment if you had a degree yourself, wouldn't you?
Well, unfortunately, sir, with my particular career pattern, there's never been a point where I could conveniently take the time off.
Same here, Mr. Burnside. But I didn't take the time off. I beavered away with the Open University. Sacrificed some leisure, but I found it well worthwhile in the end.
Well, I find that totally admirable, sir. I'm just not the scholarly type.
Morris been in?
Not for a few days.
Thing is, Frank wants us to talk to him. It's a bit urgent.
You never know with Morris. He disappeared for 3 months one time. Turned out he'd been in Tangiers. Slave to his passions, old Morris is.
No, I don't think it's like that. We only just missed him at his home. But it is important to Frankie that we get in touch. He'll owe you one.
He still owes me one for the last time.
Well, I'll be bringing Frankie back into line about a lot of things. You can depend on that.
Well, there was this time when Morris had to keep his head down for a few days. He had me sending his letters on to some bed and breakfast joint. King's Drive.
Anything further, gentlemen?
No.
Oh, I think that covers it.
Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Burnside.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you'll be notified in due course. As this is the last day of the board, you should be out of your misery before too long.
Yes, sir.
Police. What room's he in?
Well, I've only just come on. What name?
Smith, Jones, Robinson, take your pick. What room?
37, top.
Passkey, please. Come on. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
You know why we're here, Morris? This is Detective Chief Inspector Meadows.
Your governor's not with you, is he?
I'm his governor. Now get off the bed.
I mean, Mr. Burnside.
Nothing in here.
All right, I'll say anything you like. Hands up, no problems. I just don't want to meet Mr. Burnside. Are we agreed?
Morris Symes, I'm arresting you for burglary. You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. So why are you so worried about seeing Burnside?
Because he'll kill me.
Why?
He'll think I worked a flank on him.
What did you tell him?
I told him there was some bent gear going to be handled by Wargrave, which is right.
Well, you didn't tell him you nicked the stuff in the first place yourself, did you?
No. I wouldn't want to put him in a difficult position.
And what sort of position do you think you put him in? When you ripped off half the gear?
No, I didn't do that.
Who then?
Well, there's this lad, Wayne. He's got a lot of good points, Wayne. But he's wild. Well, they are at that age, aren't they?
Stuff the psychology. Just get on with it.
Well, he gave me a hand with a bit of work.
A burglary?
Yeah. It was my fault, really. I'm leading him astray.
Oh, I don't begrudge you a particle of blame, Morris. Now just get on with the story, will you?
Well, it was him who delivered the gear to Wargrave for me. I suppose, temptation must have got the better of him.
So you and Wayne did the burglary. You passed the goods on to Walgrave and Leach. You sold Walgrave and Leach out to Burnside. And Wayne ripped the lot of you off.
Yeah. But you're making it sound a bit black and white.
Oh, you deal with him, Alistair. He's giving me a headache.
Right then, Morris. Let's be on our way.
Yeah, thanks. They'll get back to us as soon as they've got the results.
Thanks, boss. I appreciate this.
Well, I hope you do. I don't know why I'm doing favours for you. I haven't finished giving you a rollicking yet.
Look, you can't do this job without mixing with some iffy characters.
Look, what I'm telling you, and I want it understood, is that there's a very fine line as to how far you can go when you're dealing with villains. You put your foot over that line. And your leg over too, from what I can gather.
Well, Connie's not a villain.
She's got form.
Youthful indiscretions. High spirits, really.
What, immoral earnings?
Well, it's better than bashing old ladies over the head.
But it wasn't just Connie. Maurice Symes has been having you over too. In future, keep your distance. It's the modern way.
Fair enough, Gov. Point taken. Sorry for any embarrassment and inconvenience. Cheers, Gov.
Cheers.
All that stuff they slung at me about women. Do you reckon Kim Reed put the spoke in? They mentioned her.
Well, who knows what they scribbled down on our personal files. Don't mean they'll blow you out, necessarily.
Trouble is, once you get a bit of a reputation in this job, people are all too willing to think the worst. I mean, would you believe it? There are stories going round that I shoved a prisoner's head down the Kazi.
Gossip. It's a curse of our business.
I got it all wrong anyway. He wasn't a prisoner.
D.C.I. Meadows. Yeah, right. Better luck next time.
Oh well. Win some, lose some.
Maybe they thought you just weren't quite ready.
Yeah. Well, by my reckoning, I'm a bit overdue. Good night, Jack.
Good night, Frank.